Hey, internet pals. It's like 6:30ish, 6:45ish, something like that in the evening on Friday, July 24th. I almost forgot what month it is, y'all. It's been a long week and it's still not done. The breeze is picking up and shaking the tripod and phone. My apologies. We're doing our best here, broke bitch style and all, but I've got good news, concerning news, frustrating news. Good news, the repair for the gas lines is technically complete. Frustrating news, I'm still waiting for the gas company tech to get here. I was able to call them a little after 3 p.m. today, and the gal on the phone told me that they'd show up sometime between that call and 8 p.m. or until all their tickets for the day are complete. So, really, we're just in limbo. But unless they decide that they think there's still a leak, um, I can probably take a hot shower in the morning. So that's really nice because the gas is gonna, fingers crossed, be turned back on and the lockout red tag is gonna be taken care of. Just hopefully it's not gonna be super late in the evening, which doesn't really matter because I'm still working on work stuff. I'm procrastinating right now because I've been staring at spreadsheets for 3 hours at this point. But um, some higher ups in my company have asked me to get some stuff done so that another gal can get more stuff done tomorrow. And then my week's been busy because the stuff would have been done earlier in the week if, I didn't have a bunch of stuff that I had to go to in person and deal with. So the routine gets thrown off and just, yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, which is a little frustrating. It's going to be a long night because I think I still have like 19 or 20 more things or like packets of paperwork that I have to get completed. And it's frustrating. It really is. I think I get about 3 to 4 ish done an hour, depending upon how much data is in them. But it is what it is. When you're salary, yeah, don't be salary kids because then you don't get overtime. But yeah, I've also been like made aware how my position is one of the positions that does not technically generate revenue for the company. So little stressed out about some of those conversations I've had recently. But you know what? We're getting through it. It's fine. Um, there's other stuff I'd like to say, but I think that some of that speculation would be frowned upon and may get me in hot water. So we're just not going to. We're just going to say that I'm not going to stress out too hard about things that I don't have answers to when there's plenty of other things to stress out about right now. So the gas company, they'll show up sometime tonight. Hopefully. I just got a call from the plumbing company that did the work, and we still need to settle up on payment. There seems to have been a miscommunication, and even though I did all the like pre-qualification stuff for financing, they were supposed to finalize that before they started the work, I guess, to ensure that I do for realsies qualify for all the financing, and if not, know how much money I need to scramble together to cover what I don't qualify for. So they're going to call me tomorrow afternoon after they touch base with their financing people so that they can do this. And I may still need to scramble and come up with money. I think that between my mother and I, because my mother and I co own the house and the property, I think we should be able to come up with about half of it. But fingers crossed the pre qualification was correct and I do actually qualify for more than double what the work was estimated to be. So that was a really discouraging phone call to get literally like right before I started filming. I've been feeling really optimistic, and then just, yeah, that was a kick in the guts because they were under the impression that we were gonna like pay by cash or check, and I was like, oh no, no, that was never an option. And I'm just, yeah, so I won't really have any final answers on that until tomorrow afternoon. Fingers crossed financing covers everything, and just, yeah, I also get the impression that the estimate may have been higher if they realized we were financing, but that's just me being doom and gloom. This company, though, that did the work and everything, they were lovely. Everyone I've spoken to so far has been great. It's just, this is a frustrating thing, and yeah, I do that. It's their part, our part. It's just frustrating when you have multiple people talking and not knowing what's been done, and just yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just yeah, that's frustrating. Hopefully, when the gas company tech also gets here, um, they're not, because I know that there's a note on our account saying that we needed to have, like, there's a concrete path right here, and that's where the lines that are underground run. And the tech that came here originally said that we need to have all of that excavated and all of that needed to be replaced. But then when we had the leak detection, they're like, yeah, there's no leak here. There were two lines. One runs to a thing we don't use, so we just had it cut and capped, and that was the one that was the leak under there. So we didn't have to have any excavating, but then there was like a leak in the crawl space. And so we did have a partial like system replacement. But there's a chance that the gas company is going to see that that hasn't been done, and they're going to refuse to remove the red tag and lock until we do that, which we can't really afford that even with financing. And honestly, I'm trying really hard not to think about that. It should be fine. It's just that now, yeah, that concerns me about getting payment with the plumbing company and stuff, because I want to make sure the payment's squared away, and so that I can look at my budgeting for the future, especially with school and stuff. And yeah, the funds for this first payment are um, more or less secured. Not super confident about all of that, especially with the new news about the plumbing stuff, but it'll shake out one way or another. I really don't want to lose the opportunity of this master's degree, but if I do, I do. I've kind of made some peace with it, that it is a very real possibility. Um, but we'll see, especially since even if I get this first payment dealt with, we start at square one again in August. So yeah. Um, I don't know. I have been feeling really frustrated because it sucks on paper that like I have like an okayish salary. I have a decent salary on paper, but then it's like when you factor in like cost of living and then debt, which I know that's my own fault getting into debt, but lifed, and some of that was to survive. I don't necessarily regret it. Sometimes I think back and I'm a little mad at past Morgan, but yeah, but we're gonna have to keep getting through it. And there's been family drama and stuff, but I know I have family that I think watches some of my videos, at least on the main channel. But I don't know if any of the ones that it would be problematic to air out dirty laundry even vaguely want would see this video, so I'm not going to. But let's just say we had reached out to some extended family for potential help, and that created quite a bit of drama. I'm not surprised by it. It's not family that I'm particularly close to, like literally a country apart. But it did like lead to like some conversations with the family that I am close to, and like comments saying, "Oh, and like you should have had a rich auntie." But I was like, you know what? Like the side of my family that does have money, I'm not close to them. They kind of suck based on recent and past interactions too, if I'm honest. So I would rather be struggling with the support system and the love that I have than have that money and the baggage that goes with that. Because, yeah, I'm like not joking when I say, oh, it's broke bitch ranch or we're broke bitches over here. Because, we are. I do realize the privilege that I have to have the house and not be renting and all that, and have like the steady job at least for now. There's a lot of anxiety with the job in general, but like I said, I don't think I can talk about a lot of it, especially some of the most recent um, concerns, because I do feel like that could come back to bite me in the ass if anyone in my company saw me doing that kind of speculation. So I'm not going to, but the job is secure with an asterisk. Like, I know I'm good at my job. I know that my team basically couldn't run without me, but there are other reasons for me to believe that things aren't as secure as they seem on the surface. Um, so yeah, and also, like getting the reminders every so often that my position is technically one of the positions that does not generate any revenue for the company. It completely just contributes to overall overhead, and that's not a fun thing to be reminded of, especially from people who I don't know me and don't have my back and don't realize how much my team really does depend on me, even if my team doesn't realize how much they depend on me, which is really frustrating sometimes. There have been a lot of things at work lately where I've been feeling frustrated and a little undervalued, not necessarily by like my boss, but by my team, which I guess that's part of being in management, but it's also frustrating because one of those team members is like on the leadership team with me, and I think that's been going on for a little over a year now, thinking back on things, but then I also have anxiety and just yeah, which reminds me I have to go pick up my meds this weekend. Don't let me forget, y'all. If I forget, chastise me. I won't forget because I know in the very least my cousin, when we have our girls' day on Sunday, if I tell her I need to pick up my meds, she'll make me go pick up my meds. So I'm not too concerned about that. Um, but yeah, it's a lot, and just 2026 has been a year of stress, turmoil, dealing with existential crises, and just a lot. Although I did get some good news, like, so Padme had her teeth floated, which is basically like rasped down and reshaped because horse teeth like grow constantly. And I was thinking that she was going to have a wolf tooth, which is kind of like a wisdom tooth for people. That's the best analogy I can make, removed. But the vet crew and like the dental vet basically said, yeah, it's like we can feel it below the surface, but it's not poked out far enough to cause a problem. So that's an expense that I don't need to worry about for a little bit, or probably ever at this point, given her age, which I feel really, really lucky. It was just the kind of sharp edges on her teeth causing some pain. So once we have a few more rides and there's no like pain in her mouth, even from her side pull, I'll be able to put the bit back in her mouth and start working again, because that's one of the reasons why I haven't done a lot of serious work with the bit, is because I know it was gonna cause discomfort, so we're just doing side pull stuff. But yeah, that was relief. Just yeah, now got to get the gas lines paid for one way or another, and hopefully the financing will be taken care of. But yeah, I'm still going to continue promoting my GoFundMe and stuff. I would be lying if I said I didn't hope that the social media places got to the point where they could be monetized. I don't expect them to ever be like a full-time job kind of revenue for me, but it would be nice to at least have that to pay for like school and like pony stuff, which I know I don't think we're supposed to admit that, especially when we're tiny like this and just kind of throwing stuff out into the ether, but I'm being real here, man. I, I don't see the need to beat around that bush. Like, I do have the Patreon, which has been neglected this month because elsewhere, but I do have a couple of plans for there. Um, if anything, like my semester wrap up and stuff will be available there first. I'm hoping to be able to make like main channel videos at least available there first. Um, I don't think I have any paying patrons right now, which is totally fine. Um, I had it back when I was being more consistent with YouTube back during the COVID times, and the person that I was dating at the time was editing my videos and things. So I know that I don't think my videos are as fancy right now as they were back then, but I'm doing my best. I'm learning. I didn't have any video background at all. The only kind of photography that I've ever taken or had any education in was a black and white film photography class that I took in high school, which was actually a lot of fun. I would do it again. That was one of those things that I genuinely enjoyed, and it breaks my heart that I lost my portfolio in the various moves I've had since I've taken that class, because I had some photos in there that I really liked, and I'm really sad that I don't have that anymore. But that's how it is sometimes. I'm still working on my saddle pad. I don't have any current photos of it. It's kind of in a very much trust the process kind of stage. I do plan to take some more photos. No, that's not the dude arriving. I'm trying to kill time, one, for the tech to arrive, and two, because I don't want to keep staring at spreadsheets, but I know that's what's in my future. I'm probably going to be up till like 10 p.m. or midnight. Should I be having a glass of wine? Probably not, but at this point, I don't really care. I feel like I earned this. It's been a long week. Um, like I said, I've been feeling more hopeful, but I'm still stressed, and I'm trying to like talk through it, which is kind of the point of having these vlogs right now, is being able to kind of talk through things. Obviously, I do have a support system. I guess that's not obvious because like a lot of people don't, and I do have times when I feel really, really alone, but especially with this gas line thing, I have been very reminded about the support system I have in real life, and it's been really good because there's also this scramble to try to ensure that I don't need to withdraw from school after only taking one semester. Like, I would really like to remain in the African Elephant Project Dragonfly cohort. Thank you very much. I've made friends. I'm excited. I have ideas for my master plan, which um, I don't have to have finalized until the end of spring semester, assuming I get there without not having money. There are a couple more scholarships I found that I'm going to try to apply for. It's just, it's a bleak world out there right now, especially with the way education has been kind of, um, I guess, not just devalued, but villainized by the current administration and mainstream media and stuff lately. I forget where it was, if it was someone from the current administration or just on Fox News recently, where they were saying there's an issue with uh, the younger generations being overeducated, which is just a coded way for them to say that um, we're too smart and that uneducated people are easier to control, because that is true. That is like the fascist playbook, but there's also just this mistrust of academia in general that I do recognize as a problem, and it's partially the fault of the world of academia. Like, I talk about this on the main channel a lot and over on the other platforms a lot, because this is something that I would like to change personally. I want that veil to be lifted off of academia, because it was a world where only the very wealthy and privileged could participate. But one of the reasons why I love my master's program so much is because it's built on this idea that anyone can participate in science. And I fully believe that. I've believed that for a while. Actually, my herpetology professor, back when I was working on my undergrad at University of California, Riverside, said to us, um, as our term project was to do a fairly extensive literature review. We had to do like an abstract, all that jazz, full research paper format. And I distinctly remember him saying to us, "You are all scientists." And like we all kind of like laughed, and you could see everyone's faces because it was Zoom, it was in the COVID days. But he's like, "No, I'm serious. I understand that you guys probably haven't been told that before, but You guys are writing research papers, you're participating in lab assignments, and just because you don't have a PhD or you're not working in a lab, it doesn't mean you're not a scientist. Your literature reviews are science, whether you see it that way or not. And to this day, that paper I wrote is one of my favorite papers I have ever written. I hope I still have a draft of it. I think I took my website down because it was kind of a waste of money. I wasn't really using it. If I can find a draft of it, I'll republish it on my Substack because I'm really proud of it. I wrote a paper about venom in non-serpent squamates. So squamata, at least I think that's correct. Basically, that's the class. Don't quote me because it's been a hot minute. That's where like lizards and snakes are, because lizards are technically, or snakes are technically lizards without legs, but then we also have legless lizards that evolved from a different evolutionary path. It's fascinating. So that's why I had to distinguish non-serpent squamates, because I was not looking at venom in snakes. I was looking specifically at venom in not snakes. So yeah, it super fascinating. I made a video about it um too. So if I remember, I'll link it. If not, it's over on the main channel. It's it's a few years old at this point, but I'm still proud of it. And just yeah. I know I'm rambling, but I've needed to kind of just sit and yap, and there are some other things that I like buzzing around in my little brain like bees. One thing, so I was listening today because I was doing quite a bit of driving earlier today. I was listening to one of Peter Mon's more recent um, drama videos from his drama channel. It's the one about Jaclyn Hill and Manny MUA. And he said something in it that really resonated with me. If this were a main channel video, I'd probably go and clip it and stuff, but it's not, and we're being lazy here. I'm not doing fancy editing if I don't have to. He was talking about how sad it is to him to see influencers at like 35 acting like they're washed up, no hope, blah, blah, blah. And he'd pointed out that he didn't really feel like his life really clicked and came into his own. I forget exactly how he phrased it, until he was like 35, which that gave me a lot of hope because I've been feeling really lost and overwhelmed and inadequate lately because I'm 31, technically still 31. It's not November yet. And I struggle with comparing myself to other people around my age and seeing that they're more settled, or that like they like technically I have a career. Technically, I'm not happy in it. Don't tell my boss. Um, but I have a career, like I have a house, obviously not married, anything like that. Personal life is complicated, but I don't really like to talk about it online for a lot of reasons, but you know what? I don't have to give you guys those reasons. That's a boundary there. And that's a boundary that has gotten some people over on TikTok upset, and I've had to block because of things, and that's what being on the internet, specifically as a woman on the internet, is. But I could get on that soapbox, but I'm not going to right now. So that really resonated with me when he had said that. Um, so it really did make me just stop and think. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, at the rate I'm going with my master's, I'll probably have my degree around ish that time. I could do the math right now, but I'm not going to because I'm on the track for 2.5 years. So, which would mean I started this year, 2 years from now, I'll be 33 going on 34. So I'll be like 34 ish when I graduate, assuming I don't have to like have semesters where I only take one course or something, because this program is designed for 2.5 to 5 years. I really want the 2.5 because it took me 8 years to get my bachelor's, and a lot of that was my own fault. Like, I was not as prepared for college as I thought I was. Mostly just mentally and stuff. Maybe I can talk about the reasons why at some point, but I don't know. It's weird for me to. Maybe I'll just put it over on Patreon because I don't know if that's something I want. Like I understand the value in talking about some of the things and unpacking it, but I don't know. It's a weird thing for me still. Um, yeah, we're gonna pivot from that because yeah, but that's kind of where we're at right now, and it made me like kind of take a breath, realize that yeah, I'm going through a really tough time right now. I'm hoping that by the time I'm 35, I can reevaluate some things and hopefully not be going through as tough of a time. But who knows? Maybe the next global conflict will have wiped us all out by then, and this is all a moot point anyway. Excuse my dark humor. But just, yeah, I've honestly listening to Peter Mon's vlogs and like his videos lately have it's been like a nice ADHD soothing thing for me, if that makes sense. Um, and just the yap and the little bits of wisdom I've been getting have been nice. I'm like, I know this is totally parasocial, but I'm like, you know what? You are my internet gunkle, not gay uncle. And yeah, that's the vibe. That's the parasocial vibe there. Um, but just yeah, do any of y'all have like creators that you kind of have that with, that you listen to their videos, it doesn't really matter what they're talking about, like in a lot of them like something resonates with you and gives you some sort of comfort? There are a lot of other creators that do that for me, by the way. It's just that was the one today that's really sticking in my head because just I don't know, sometimes the universe has like little bits of wisdom thrown at you when you need it, and I think I needed that right now, especially with just the shit that's been going on just publicly to what I'm willing to talk about and like behind the scenes. Just yeah. So I do feel a lot more hopeful than I've felt in a while. I'm really proud of my inquiry project that um, I'm waiting on that peer review for. I'm really excited to share it with people. Sorry about that. We just got word that the gas company tech is like 10 minutes away. So I suppose I should start wrapping up my ramblings because we're getting up to like 30-ish minutes anyway. And yeah, my mother's panicking even though like it's fine. Like really it is. But hopefully we'll have good news and I'll get a warm shower in the morning. Wouldn't that be so nice? Just yeah, I kind of forget what I was rambling about before I had to get up and walk away, but the point is a a lot of what Peter Mon specifically has been saying has resonated with me a lot. And honestly, listening to his vlog channel is one of the reasons why I started this one, because it seemed really nice to just hop on here and yap, especially since I know things he's said has resonated with me, made me feel less alone. And if I can do that for even one person, it's it's worth putting my thoughts out there. And I know that over on like the other apps, I have a couple of people who have said that, and there are people that I know IRL that watch my videos and have told me that they get like uh, similar things out of my videos. So that's just one of my goals here. It's to help people feel less alone and make sense of this effed up world that we live in. But until next time, one day maybe I'll vlog daily, but that's probably not going to be for a hot minute because life do be lifing, y'all. And it's hard to keep me to a schedule, especially when bosses tell me that I got to get a bunch of work done that I wasn't planning to have done until like middle of next week. But it's fine. We're getting through it. We just need to make sure the wine keeps flowing and the coffee is strong. But I hope you have a lovely whatever time of day you see this, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one.